Shalom. Call Halal, Yahawah, Shamawishi, Bahashem, Rakaha, Qadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops, salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathens that look like the heathens. And to the Aquaf that are listening and learning to you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago. What you have to understand is that Yahawah, the Most High God, is an ultimate strategist, and that he has in place his elect on earth behind enemy lines, waiting for the day till he gives them that change, which is a mystery. And what I'm telling you is a part of the true gospel, which has been completely left out of Christianity. And if you find, what you find out if you really start to pay attention is that things that were made fun of and talked about, conspiracies, they came up with that term, because just means to be said with spirit, because con really means with. And they teach that it means against. They have like pros and cons. All right. That's that legalese. All right. Evidence of that is the word construction. All right. How can you be against something when you're building? That's the most basic example of how they twist and turn things. But the Lord has set up his elect here on the earth, and they're walking among people. Some people refer to them as the Ananuki, which is really, a horrible misunderstanding, but that's simply the sons of God. There are three classes of people here on earth: the sons of men, the sons of the wicked, and the sons of God, which later on we'll call the Israelites, if you understand spirits and how they regenerate. All right, so without any further ado, we're going to play some of this video that was put down by the beloved brother out there in Vegas, the older brother. And it's Esau knows there are black extraterrestrials in ships and will eventually come for them. They're very well aware of this. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to rattle off some of the movies. It's hundreds. But as of recent, you had something called Raising Dion. You had a movie called Chronicle. You got a movie coming out right now with the Northern Kingdom, Jake, that's coming out soon called The Blue Beetle. You had Battlefield LA, Independence Day, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, E.T., the Predator series, all right? And then the Aliens. All these movies about extraterrestrials, all right, when there's really no such thing. Well, they are extraterrestrials, but they're not creatures, all right? Or they're not creatures in the sense where Esau tries to make them out to be, because anything that walks, creeps, or crawls is a creature to the Most High, all right? If you have understanding in the Bible, you would know that. But these aliens that are piloting and operating these vehicles that they can't deny anymore, like I said, the conspiracy people are winning. The people who speak against them always seem to be found liars or be proven wrong. As of lately, the conspiracy theorists are winning. But the pilots of these vehicles are melanated, brown-skinned individuals, around 7 foot tall, all right, or taller. These are the angels of the Lord, all right. These are those that kept not their first estate, and we'll bring that scripture out. So without any further ado,
During his keynote speech at the Space Symposium in Colorado Springs, Colorado, Space Force General Chance Saltzman conveyed a straightforward message that the United States has entered a new era of space activities. In an interview with CNBC following his speech, Saltzman, the second ever Chief of Space Operations for the U.S. Space Force, emphasized that the United States is facing greater threats to its on-orbit capabilities from strategic competitors, with the level of congestion in space rapidly increasing due to a surge in tracked objects, satellite payloads, and launches. In his first broadcast interview since becoming the highest-ranking military official of the U.S. Space Force in November of last year, Saltzman stressed the importance of revising processes and procedures to tackle the evolving challenges in space, CNBC reported. Now, this message arrives at a crucial time when space is rapidly commercializing and geopolitical tensions have escalated, bringing about threats that existed beyond Earth to a domain where rules of engagement remain uncertain.
Now, there are images from medieval times, all right, of paintings that different very well-known artists painted, which depict so-called spaceships flying. All right, you have to remember the slaves used to sing "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot." They knew about the chariots of Israel, and this is what we're talking about. And this is the narrative that, or the truth that the mainstream media will not speak about, which they will try to avoid or discredit.
Revealed today that the U.S. government is investigating more than 600 potential UFO sightings. CBS's David Martin reports newly declassified video shows one flying object that has experts baffled.
An American military drone conducting surveillance in the Middle East. Suddenly, an unidentified object zips in and out of frame. Slow it down, and it appears to be a metallic sphere. But where it came from and what it was doing remain a mystery to the Pentagon. One of many.
We are tracking over a total of 650 cases.
The head of the Pentagon office investigating UFOs told a Senate subcommittee the sightings are concentrated off the east and west coast of the U.S., in the Middle East, and the South China Sea. Here's a second video.
Interesting. And all these are hot spots right now. And all of a sudden, all these sightings. What you have to understand is that the Israelites, the elect of Israel, are the brothers to the pilots of these vessels that they're so worried about. The same ones that they're sending people like a certain doctor, because if I say his name, they'll delete my video. Vocab Malone and all these other people that coming against the men of the Lord, who are the prophets, which are the angels that which kept not their first estate. Jude 1:6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, which was the heavens. All right. He hath reserved into everlasting chains of the darkness unto the judgment of the great day. Those chains of darkness is this flesh, this corruptible flesh, where we grow old, get sick, and die like men. All right. Because we're really powers. Let's get Psalms 82. And we have a portion of that down here on earth. If you look at the way we maneuver in sports, combat sports, music, dance, everything we do in a almost in a way that no other people can do. All right. This is Psalms 82:6. I have said ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High, but ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. So we're in those fleshly chains of darkness, and we die like men, but we are gods. Gods meaning powers. It's a lowercase God. All right. A lowercase G.
The camera is watching another drone when an oblong object flies past. This time, an infrared sensor was able to get a different view and identify it as a commuter airliner.
There's a whole fleet of them.
The Pentagon says there is still no credible evidence any of the unidentified objects came from outer space. David Martin, CBS News, the Pentagon.
That you could help get us over.
Okay.
Hey, those things are real.
Okay, but if there are craft, there are beings.
Okay, people would have asked me about, I call them vehicles, okay?
Right.
No, I did not not call them objects. That was too neuter for me.
Okay.
I had a Stanford professor said you ought to call them objects. No, I'm going, no. They have all of the qualities of a vehicle. They can move. You know, they're just like a missile or anything like that. So that much we can say about them, for sure.
Okay.
So I'm calling them a vehicle.
Okay.
Okay, somebody comes along and says, well, now where would you manufacture one that's 2.5 Earth lengths long? And that's a hard question to answer. However, if you think of it in terms of...
Now, this was an interview that was done. I forget this astronaut's name, involved with NASA and space. Highly credible, older guy, but completely in his right mind. Not where he has dementia or he's losing his memory or anything. But he's just telling you what the deal really is. You know, and it's funny that he was interviewed in this woman's home, so it seems, you know, instead of being interviewed on TV, because, you know, they didn't want the general public to know this sort of information. They did not. All right, because they've been lying about this and trying to give you a Hollywood narrative of, at first they denied it and tried to clown people who spoke about these things. And now they're trying to say that they're green men and all this other madness. They built the pyramids. They gave, you know, they don't want to credit the melanated races with the truth, because they'll always show you in their movies how these aliens came to ancient Egypt, and that's how these melanated people, you know, even they showed you even that in Black Adam, got this power and this magic and all this was given mathematics. No, all that came from the sons of God. All right, point blank, period. The Lord gave that to them, and they brought that into the world, into the earth. And Esau Edom has corrupted and lied about everything. All right, he's made himself everything. All right, go and start reading about the Hamitic theory and the sub-Saharan doctrine. Complete hypotheses of conjecture, you know, and opinion of complete and total lies with no facts to back any of it up. They made it up because they were trying to hide who you really are, who we really are.
It's a living entity. It's just another kind of thing that we've got in our universe. And it can grow and grow and grow and grow.
Okay,
So it can be an empty, and it could itself have life.
Uh-huh. So are you not positing the idea that those vehicles contain, you know, beings who are, you know, maybe like us?
Not quite like you.
I only go along with government images. And if you want to know about people kind of thing, there is the ship that picked up the Voyager capsule at Alameda Naval Shipyard.
I've been to Alameda Naval Shipyard.
They have a picture there of I think it's the Apollo flight that Buzz and Neil were on. But anyway.
And he talked about Buzz. Buzz admitted in his old age that they never went to the moon. All right. Esau doesn't have the technology to leave out of Leo. The earth is an enclosed system. It's not flat, but it is an enclosed system, and they can't go beyond it. Elon Musk found that out. And Buzz straight up admitted they never went past Leo because they can't go past it. They can't leave. They can't go through the Van Allen belt. Just thought I'd add that in there since he mentioned Buzz.
There is one image there that shows black people getting off.
So people with dark skin getting off.
Not dark, black.
Black skin.
So he was trying to make her understand, no, these people were black, so-called black people. That's what he was conveying to her. He was like, no, not dark, but black, meaning black people, which there really is no such thing, but we know and understand what he's talking about, melanated people, dark brown skinned people.
Black. Yeah.
Were they tall?
Yes.
Very tall?
Yeah.
How tall? Do you know?
Well, they got out the doorway. I don't know how high that is, but
Well, what?
safe. 7 feet would be probably a conservative estimate.
Have you heard about Clark McClellan?
So if 7 feet is a conservative estimate, that means that they're probably a lot taller. You're probably looking about 7'5", almost 8 feet tall. What sounds about right when you read the descriptions of the angels and you understand how large we were in the ancient world. All right, everything was bigger, people and animals. All right, animals were a lot. That's where they get this whole thing. The woolly mammoth, elephants were even a lot huger, were a lot bigger. All right.
Statement about that.
Huge cigar-shaped ship appeared over the Air Force Base. These cigar-shaped ships were over a mile in length. One of them landed on the airport landing strip area. When it touched the ground, it created an earthquake like about a 3.5 to 4.0. It terrified everybody in the area. The back of this craft opened up, and several hundred young men with huge, heavy weapons came out of two sides of the ship and formed a protection line around the ship. And the people at that Air Force base, the commander, had a meeting with the individuals that were aboard this ship. And this particular race that landed those ships and that are seen in these huge cigar-shaped ships, they are a black race. They look like African Americans.
And this is what has them so shook up. The mainstream media leaves this portion out. All right. And Esau Edom is going to come down with great wrath because matter of fact, I'll just read it. But it's not going to help because the Lord is going to activate his elect here on earth. This is Revelation 12:12. And it reads, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time." That's why you're seeing everything ramp up and speed up. And they're pushing, and the Lord is putting the spirit on them to push. And they're also going to come down and start, rounding up the Israelites and not just the Israelites who believe, but you non-believers and scoffers. You're going to get rounded up too. Difference is you're going to have no protection. All right, you're going to be you're going to be basically meat for the meat grinder, because Esau's coming with this to grind some meat. Real talk. Let's pause that so you can read it. All right, it says, "Also, out of the midst thereof," this is Ezekiel 1:5-7. All right, "Out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, and everyone had 4 faces, meaning they could turn in 4 directions. And everyone had 4 wings. They can fly in every direction. And their feet were strange feet. The sole of their feet were like the sole of a calf's foot. They were wearing like those ninja boots. All right. And they sparkle like the color of burnished brass, brown, dark skin. Simple as that. All right. Brown, dark skin.
were about 6'4", 6'5", these tight-fitting black leather outfits on, and the weapons that they came out of the ships with, they were huge weapons. And if you've ever seen a race of people that were conquerors, that had never been conquered, they've got this look about them of arrogance. That is exactly what these extraterrestrials had, and they informed these people at this American Air Force base that not only were they from a militaristic society, but they had controlled a large portion.
When the Lord told Moses to bring forth the Israelites, he literally, roughly translated, paraphrased, he said, "Bring forth mine armies." The Israelites are the armies of the Lord. They're also the new governing body. 12,000 of each tribe. All right, that's your 144,000. That is your new one world government right there, under the authority of Yahawah Shai. All right, and these people are going to fight to try to set up their wicked, pedo, poison food, 15-minute city, oppressive regime, world government. And the Lord is going to stop all that. All right. This is 1 Corinthians 15. And I'm going to start at verse 51 and read to the end. And it reads, "Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall rise incorruptible, and we shall be changed." We're going to be changed into those super saiyans, those bodies, those new bodies. All right? Those godly bodies. The Lord said he's going to come back, and he's not going to greet thee as a man. He's coming back like Apocalypse. All right? What's the dude who was snapping his fingers? That dude. All right? He's coming back like that. It says, "For this corruptible must put on incorruption. This mortal must put on immortality." So we're going to become immortals. The true immortals. That's another movie. All right? In that long list of movies on the subject matter. "So when this corruptible shall have put on the incorruption, and a mortal shall have put on the immortality, then be brought to pass. Then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory." All right. "O death, where's thy sting? O grave, where's thy victory?" Their weapons, Isaiah 54:17. "No weapon formed against us shall prosper." They won't be able to do anything against us. All right. "But thanks be to God, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahawashi HaMashiach. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord." So this work, these videos, this going on the highways and byways, being ridiculed and scoffed at for speaking the truth, it has a reward that's higher than anything that the earth could ever offer. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahawah by Hashem, by Hashem, Qadash, Wa Abba Babal, Kwam Yasharala, Shalom.